Hi guys. I think it's been like 2 months, a bit more, since I quit weed this time around. Yeah, I think about 2 months and 2 weeks or something like that. I haven't kept doing updates the whole time because it just feels like there's no need to do updates like every week or so, because things have been more or less the same. I probably should have thought about the experience a little bit before I started recording this one, but it just occurred to me I haven't done one for a while. It's still really good. Every update I've done, I guess it's kind of been the same. It's just a sort of extension of the same thing, the lack of interest in smoking, the sort of comparative ease of my life now, the clear-headedness, all of those things are just kind of continuing and in some cases increasing. I've basically completely forgotten about weed, really, which is good. I've very rarely thought about it. The only time I'll think about it is like if I'm walking around and I smell it, even if you've really gone off weed, like if you used to smoke it and now you hate it or whatever, I don't know, it smells really nice, And I guess you kind of, especially if you're smoking as a teenager, if you smell weed, you almost feel some sense of like opportunity or something, because maybe sometimes you're in a different town and you smell weed and you think, oh, there must be someone that I can ask. There must be someone who has weed or, whatever. You feel kind of excited when you smell weed. So whenever I smell weed, I feel excited. And then immediately I'm like, nah, I have no interest in smoking it. So that's been really good. All the negative side effects of quitting are all completely gone. They went ages ago, really. I mean, I guess they had all pretty much gone by my last update, but I feel very calm. It's very easy to sleep, apart from when there's like fucking noises in the middle of the night. The dog the other night, my girlfriend woke me up at like 2:30 a.m. She was just like coughing. And I was really tired and, really enjoying having a really nice deep sleep. And she just started coughing randomly. And I was really annoyed. And I was like getting really irritated by it. I was like, shut the fuck up. And like getting really angry. And I went back to sleep. And then she just rolled over and coughed literally directly into my ear. Like so loudly, right down my ear canal. And that really fucked me up. Then I was in that weird state, where you get like, I don't know, it's like adrenaline or something. You can't fall asleep properly. You're kind of like in and out of weird half sleep where you're too tired to stay awake, but you're too kind of like worked up to fall asleep. And I finally got to sleep. And then at like 3:30 in the morning, the dog randomly just had a barking fit. And just started barking like mad. Which was weird. It was bizarre. I thought like, oh, there must be like a burglar or something, or something's going on. And so Tara had to like really wake me up. She was like waking me up and being like, because by this point I was so tired. I was kind of in like a daze. Normally I'm up pretty quickly when stuff like this happens. So I got up and I couldn't see anything. I don't know if anyone else has this, but I find that when I wake up, if it's dark, I know where I am. Like I know I'm at home, but like I don't know where I am in the room. I get really confused. I had it a lot at my old apartment. I would wake up in the night all the time. I'd be like, where the fuck am I? Like which part of the room is over there and which part I couldn't. And I always felt I was the other way around. And I was feeling around and I was like, where is everything? And I don't know why. It's really weird because I slept the same way every night, but I always thought I was in a different place on the bed or in a different part of the room. And I had that then. I just couldn't see shit. And I was so tired. Like normally, I was tired to a point where normally I would never be up. Like if I was that tired and I had to get up for work, I would probably just not go to work. I would just. But because I thought something dangerous was happening, I was up and I was literally just like eyes closed, like, ah. And like Tara was going, go on, and I was like, I can't fucking see, and it was like pitch black. And I was trying to tell her to give me light, and we have these shitty little like tea light things. And she was shining it in like the opposite direction. It was just like there was light over here, and I was like stumbling around the room, and I was feeling everything, and I couldn't do anything. It was really bad. And then I was trying to find something to use as a weapon, and then I ended up picking up this like big candle. It was in a glass thing. I thought it's not very good, is it? Like, because the glass is going to hit you, But then the candle is very soft, you know. It's really, it'd almost be better if it was just empty, if there's no candle in there. That's all I could find. Everything else I was picking up, it was like Tara's like scrunchies and pieces of paper and stuff. I was like, I can't use any of this. Maybe I can use this pen or whatever. But, and yeah, there was nothing. I don't know what the fuck she was barking at. And that's, that's like the only challenge in terms of like health and mental health and, you know, all of that stuff for me at the moment really is just sleep. And it's I can sleep fine. It's just that if I actually manage to, if there's like distractions or things, I don't know if it's from the years of doing drugs, but if I don't sleep well for a couple of nights, I feel terrible, like really terrible, and I just don't function at a high level at all. I'm much more inclined to like, I don't know, to like want to eat. Well, it's not, food isn't really a problem for me anymore, but like more inclined to like want to wank or want to like just go on my phone instead of working and things like that. And I just don't enjoy anything. I feel bad all day, which is pathetic, really. You know, I should just fucking, you know, just deal with it or whatever. Because if you can't feel good after a couple of nights of sleeping less than 7 hours, then you're just wasting your life, I guess. So some of that is mindset. So I'm trying to change that, but it's very important to sleep well, in my opinion. So it's nothing to do with quitting weed, really. I'm just sort of I don't have that much to say about quitting weed. I started doing this video and then I realised I don't have much to talk about in that regard, really, because it's just the same as it was. How has it been? No, I don't know. Maybe when I first quit, there was a kind of rebound effect where I felt I still am productive. I felt for a little while, like maybe I was just enjoying the feeling of being sharp in the evenings and being kind of like clear-headed. So I was really like sort of relishing that and doing a lot of things. And I'm probably still doing just as much. Perhaps I don't feel that as much because it's just become normal. But still definitely productive. What I would say is like, if you're smoking and you're thinking of quitting, like what I can say for sure is 90% of the things you're going to tell yourself are the reasons you don't want to quit, the things that you're going to be lacking from your life if you quit, is bullshit in my opinion. Like that you won't, that you sort of have a feeling like, or I always had a feeling like, there'll be like an edge to everything that I don't want, you know, because like you won't feel kind of relaxed or something. I feel very relaxed now, like literally right now. I mean, whilst making this video and in general, I feel very comfortable and relaxed. And a lot of the time when I was stoned, I didn't actually feel that way. There's just that idea of weed like taking the edge off or whatever. It doesn't really work that way. It's the same with alcohol. People are like, oh yeah, I drink because it makes me feel good and have a good time. It's like, really, you're fucking crying. Like, why are you, it doesn't seem to make you feel good. It seems to send you into a rage and you start crying. You get sort of like sentimental for like 10 minutes and then suddenly you're just like, what do you want? And then you're like crying and stuff. Alcohol is so horrible, man. And not all, I know for some people it's completely fine, but to me it's horrible. So yeah, most of those things that I was worried about, like, they haven't happened, and I've just had no reason whatsoever to start again. And I'm always very keen to avoid any kind of extreme in my thinking, so I was keen to avoid getting like in too deep with weed or any other drugs, but similarly I'm a bit keen to avoid the kind of the sort of stereotypical kind of AA mindset and the sober mindset, because I do think sometimes it's a bit much, and I don't think that you have to I don't think you have to swear everything off and think of yourself in a certain way, and and be so, I don't know, when I last started smoking again, I quit and I started again. It was quite good. It was actually good to start smoking again, but there were things it was able to provide for me in my life at that time that perhaps I needed then that I don't need now, or there were things that I was there were aspects of my personality or my lifestyle at the time that weed helped to curb in ways that were often positive. That's not the case now. Like, I feel if I started smoking now, at best it would be okay. I would enjoy it in some ways. It would be like cool for a bit. At worst, it would just become addictive and boring and a waste of time and money, and something that just became a hassle. And so yeah, I don't like to think of it as something I have to be like really careful with. I prefer to just think, well, if I ever do start smoking again in future, it will presumably be because there's some reason to do it at that point in my life. But thankfully now I have no kind of I have absolutely no desire to whatsoever, which is cool, because I can't remember having this sort of little desire to smoke. So that part is great. Yeah, I haven't done any videos for ages. I want to do more. I sort of stopped doing ones about general stuff. I've only been doing like drug related ones, partially because I stopped walking in the mountains. It's stupid as well. I bought a really good gimbal. I bought this DJI Osmo gimbal, and I was going to do I haven't used it once. It's fucking stupid. I spent loads on it, and I bought it as soon as the kind of season ended where I could walk in the mountains with Luna, because there's all these dangerous caterpillars there now. Probably in the spring, or maybe late spring, I'll start doing that again more, and maybe just do like videos about whatever. And soon I'm gonna try 2CB for the first time and do a video about that. I'm really excited to try that. It sounds great. There's not much else on the agenda drugs wise. Yeah, nothing to really make videos about. What else has been going on? I'm starting a new podcast. I already have one called Cheek Clappers, which I really love. I recommend checking it out if you like kind of offensive humour. But it is quite offensive. Like, if you don't like that sort of thing, then just don't bother. It's probably not for you. But I do that with my girlfriend Tara, and it's funny. It's weird. I don't know. Yeah, I really love it. It's one of my favourite things I've ever done. But I'm starting another one, and I don't want to give too many details of it away, but I think it's going to be really good. I'm really excited to do it, so I'll post some more shit about that soon when it's done. I'm going to do an audio book of that book I wrote, The Failed Artist Guide to an Unsuccessful Career, because I looked at it the other day. I feel it's a really good book, and it's a shame like nothing happened with it, you know. I didn't I mean, to be fair, you have to work really hard to promote a book, and I'm doing music and podcasts and this channel and the book, and then working and the dog and all this shit. So it's difficult to kind of spend too long. I think really, if you're going to try and go from scratch to promote a book, you have to basically make that like your life, or at least your entire life outside of your day job. And even then, it's going to be very difficult. It's an uphill struggle. So my expectations were probably too high. I sort of quietly hoped it would just do it on its own, and that was not the case. I think barely anybody's read it, but I'm probably going to do an audiobook of that soon, and I'll whack it on this channel, because I think audiobooks are a bit better anyway for most people. Yeah, it's good though, keeping busy, juggling a lot of different things, and then I don't know, sometimes I don't know where people find the time, to be honest, because my day job is not very demanding, and I make music very quickly, and these videos I can make basically it takes to make one of these videos, it takes about twice the length of time that it takes to watch it, to make it and upload it, pretty much. Maybe a bit more than that, but not much. So if the video's an hour, it probably is like 2 hours of work. And the podcast is similar. We just kind of record it. We've gotten good enough at it now where we don't really need to edit it. The early ones were terrible. We had to edit everything so much, and it was still bad. But recently, I think we've both gotten really good at it, and it's not time consuming really. And I'm not writing any books or anything at the moment, so like none of those things are that time consuming. And then there's the dog. A dog is not, it's just a dog, I just thought, I'm just like, I don't know, there's just not a lot of time left. I don't know how people have kids and stuff. Like, we've been thinking maybe, in a few years, if we've got the money and whatever, maybe having kids. And I can't imagine fitting it in. It's hard to imagine. Like, I don't know. The dog already feels like quite a lot of work, and you've got to worry about her health and take her to the vet and take her for multiple walks a day and feed her and do all this, and then she just takes up a lot of time anyway because she's just cool to hang out with. A baby, and then you hear about people where they have a baby, and then the baby's like 1 or 2, and they have another one, and then maybe they wait another couple of years and they have another one. It's like, so you've got like a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old and a baby at the same time. So while you're trying to deal with the baby, there's like the baby with the baby. Sound like Charlie from Lost. Just trying to look after Claire and the baby. Where's Turniphead? Don't know if, well, probably some of you have seen Lost, yeah. I don't know if any of you have seen Lost, yeah. Most likely, probably someone watching this video has seen Lost, yeah. I was just trying to look after Claire and the baby. Where's Turniphead? He's so annoying in that show, man. He's always like, where's Turniphead? Where's the baby? It's like, man, it's not your baby. Go away, you little fucking freak, you little hobbit, little prick. I loved Lost the first couple of seasons. My God, did it shit itself. It was one of these shows, not really a spoiler alert, but sort of. But, like, no one fucking died. And they would kill someone, and it'd be a big dramatic thing, and then it'd be like, they're not really dead. Like, it's fucking stupid, man. No one would die. And I think the reason was because they loved filming it so much, because they were all hanging out on the island, and they were all mates. So they didn't want to kill anyone. Just do it, just have some balls. But yeah, someone's got, like 2 young kids and then a baby. It just sounds crazy to me. It sounds crazy. Like, already one baby, the way people describe it, it's an immense amount of time and responsibility. And then to have a couple of little kids around while you're doing it as well, it's like, I can't even imagine, because you can't explain to a 2-year-old, you can't be like, hang on, there's a newborn baby here, all right? Grow up, be sensible. Help me with the baby, Yeah, can you just hold the baby for a sec? I know you're 2, you can barely hold a grape, but please hold the baby. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I keep thinking. Like, even imagining having one is a lot, and then if they don't have any siblings, maybe that might be a bit shit for them. Then how long are you going to wait? We're not super young, us two, so like there's a limited amount of time. There's a lot to think about. It's kind of crazy, the whole thing. There's a lot of other factors, some of which are a little bit vulgar to get into on a video like this, but there's a lot of ways in which your life changes, and that'd certainly be the end of like doing drugs and stuff like that. I have a theory that a lot of, you ever notice there's certain celebrities where they're like I'll be listening to like Joe Rogan and stuff, and he's like, no, I've never even seen cocaine. Like, you've never seen cocaine? You live in LA, you're super famous, you hang out with people like Elon Musk and stuff, you've never seen cocaine. Like, fucking grow up, dude. And it used to really annoy me, all these people are like, I've never even tried coke. I think it's because they have kids, So if they say they use coke, then they can get their kids taken away. I don't know, because I've just noticed they just all fucking clearly lie about it. It's like, who cares? You don't have any like sponsorships that you're going to lose if you mention you do coke or whatever. But they just, I don't know. But yeah, you can't be carrying on with all that crap anyway when you got a kid, can you? Not that I really care about that anymore, but for me, it's more I'd want time to do music and the thing is also now we can't really go on holiday with the dog because we don't really trust someone to look after her. Like, I knew this guy, I was talking to him recently. They left their dog, him and his girlfriend. They went on holiday. They left their dog with this place that had apparently good reviews. It was fine, and the dog got a massive gash all down the side of its body. It was playing with the other dogs, and there was a branch hanging down from a tree, and it ran in between one of the dogs and the branch, and it sliced like a huge gash down the side of its body. The woman who was running the place apparently used to be a vet, so she stapled the dog's gash herself before cleaning it and disinfecting it. She stapled it shut with all these like leaves and stuff in there, and then she stapled it shut, and then like he was obviously saw it and was like, what the fuck has happened? And she was like, don't worry, I used to be a vet, I sorted it. He took it to the other vet, and they were like, this is fucking terrible, whatever she's done is insane. And like, there's no way that someone who did this used to be a vet, or perhaps that was why she's no longer a vet, because it's quite a big step down, in terms of your pay grade from being I said step down like it's one word. That really irritated me. Step down. That's a step down. It's quite a big step down from, being a vet to being a dog minder. It's like, you probably get paid about 10% of what you get for being a vet, if that. And maybe not in Spain, I don't know. People like vets and dentists don't get paid that much here. But yeah, anyway, he was pissed. He wasn't the sort of person, I guess, to be like, I don't even know. I really don't even know. Like, if that happened to Luna, how, I can't even imagine what me and Tara would do. But the vet said that, I can't remember, it was crazy. Like, the vet couldn't do it. It was like, they basically were saying this is completely fucked. We can't remove these staples. Ordinarily we would just take this out and clean it, but it was a whole thing. I think they had to cut it open again or something and clean all the shit out, and it was a really, really big thing, and it took a really long time to heal. And I already don't trust people with her anyway, like strangers, because we just love her so much, and it's weird to leave her with people. And there's a lot of people who are like competent, but they're fucking not, even a lot of really qualified professionals, doctors and vets and stuff, just do incredibly stupid things sometimes. And I know it's over the top to, but I don't know. Yeah. I feel in the past, in the long distant past, your family unit was like your family unit, and you didn't outsource things. So it's probably kind of natural. It's not that crazy to kind of, not like the idea of just giving your dog to someone. And I know there were communities and people did things for each other and helped each other with things, but something is a bit unnatural about that. And I don't know, I would, obviously you can't be like that as like a parent, for example, because you're going to like screw up your kid by not letting them have normal experiences. But with a dog, you're not going to make them weird if you don't, just by not letting them go to a dog minder. It's not going to cause them any psychological problems, but it just means we can't travel. And like Morocco's not far away from here. It'd be so cool to just go to Morocco for like 2 days. We just think like, don't know, we're trying to figure out a way to do it or find someone we trust, but it's a bit difficult. But yeah, I mean, the dog could live another like 8 years. That would be crazy. I mean, she would have lived a long time, but she could live another 8 years. If we're going to have a kid, it's got to be before then. If she lives another 4 years, say, like, I don't know, there won't be much of a gap between having a dog and a kid, and when you've got a kid you can't do much either. Obviously your kid, you can bring them to Morocco, but I don't know if you want to bring a newborn baby to Morocco. Don't know if you even want to bring like a 5-year-old there, really. It's a pretty hectic place. So there's all that type of shit to consider. Not that going to Morocco is like, you know, the number one priority in my life or anything, but I went there before when I was a kid. It was amazing. Yeah, I'd love to go there again. But there's just stuff like that to consider. One sec, I'm just going to see if dinner's on. Hang on, because it's really late. See, is it on? Alright. Oh. I'm still doing a video.
What happened to my big conditioner?
I have no idea.
It didn't seem like something happened to it in the...
Oh, maybe it did, yeah.
Replacement.
Sorry, the only thing I threw away was one that didn't have a lid on it.
It did have a lid on it.
No, the lid was really loose.
Yeah.
It was like unscrewed.
That's fine.
Well, not really, because all the shitty water had been in there.
Okay.
We had the shower flooded again the other day, and before my strategy was to one sec. Sorry, I wanted to make sure my interface was on the right setting so I didn't get all these glitches in the recording. Yeah, before my strategy was to try and get the stuff down. There was like a blockage, the toilet, and I did a video about it before, maybe you haven't seen it, but the toilet and the shower and the sink in the bathroom all go through to the same place, and there keeps being blockages there. So then sometimes we get into this situation where shit starts coming out of the shower when you flush the toilet. It's really fucking horrible. And it's not a regular, but like once in a while there's a blockage, and then if you keep trying to flush or whatever, then shit will come out eventually, depending on what's causing the blockage. And it happened again the other day, and then Tara was looking for her conditioner, but I threw one of them away because it got shit on it. But this time my strategy was different. Before I tried to get everything down the thing, so I was pouring chemicals down there and plunging it and shit. This time I just kept flushing. I was like, fuck it, if the shit wants to come up, let the shit come up. I'll just clean the whole room. It flooded the whole room. There wasn't that much shit. It was like a little bit of it was shit. Most of it was just water and toilet paper, shredded toilet paper. And I just brought it all up this time, which was a kind of novel approach that worked eventually. Yeah, so yeah, it's hard to imagine. Yeah, I don't know. Life just kind of passes you by, and then you're like, shit. Like, I'm 30 now, you know, and Tara's a couple of years younger, but like, to be fair, as a man, you can be a bit older. You have a bit more time for all these things. It's kind of crazy. I mean, for us, it was, you know, we've had a bit of a weird situation for quite a while, so it's not exactly our fault. We haven't really like dilly-dallied or whatever too much in life, but to some degree we have. Some of it has just been circumstantial, really. We've been we had a lot of pressure for various reasons, but I guess it's all the more reason to not waste too much time smoking weed and shit, you know, because it's like, in some ways my mind is still like I'm like in my 20s, you know, I'm like fucking 20-year-old or whatever, you know. I'm like, not really, for the most part I'm not like living in denial about my age, but there is a part of you that's like lagging behind, and then you're like, shit, man, I'm 30, like, it's not long left. I can't believe we're at the age where really it's like, you know, approaching kind of like now or never with having kids and stuff. I know some people do later, but it's not guaranteed. There's all sorts of difficulties and stuff, and it's just weird. Yeah, it's weird because I guess you just don't have that, I don't know, that's the type of pressure that doesn't exist until this age. There's not really anything that you have to do or forever miss out on it, you know. It's strange for age to become such a serious factor in like life decisions. And yeah, so we want to like think about that, and yeah, I don't know, I guess it's it's easy to spend a lot of your life like pissing around and doing drugs and drinking and just wasting time trying to like feel good or whatever, and most of the time it doesn't really work. And it goes by quick. It goes by quick, man. Like, life really does go by quick. It just it's crazy, really. Like, I'm halfway to 31. I feel already, I'm like, fucking hell, I'm 30. It's taken, I'm like adjusting to like the age I am now, and then I'm not that far off being another year older, and it's just crazy. It's mad how much quicker how it accelerates as you get older. And there's still, if you take advantage of it, if you take advantage of the time you have, and you look at it for what it is, it's fine. You can get a lot done. You can do a lot of things. But if you don't, I just think it's an easy way to end up with a lot of regrets. I think you regret things that you don't do more than you regret things that you do. So we're sort of thinking like, if we don't have kids, if we don't get around to it, or we can't, then fuck it. There'll be all sorts of things to enjoy about not having them. Because let's face it, there are a lot of advantages to not having kids. A huge amount. But if we can and it works, then cool. That'd be good as well. But to be prepared for both possibilities. Yeah, that's the thing. You don't want something to come around and to not be ready for it. I always had like a kind of doomsday mindset about my own life when I was a kid. Not when I was a kid, when I was like a teenager and older. I always thought like, I was very nihilistic about all of it, and I thought like, I'm fucked already, so I'll just like, I'll make my decisions with that in mind. Certain things were just off the table for me in my mind for a long time, and so I didn't account for the possibility of them coming to be. I just thought like, that's not a factor for me. I don't need to think about that, whether it's like money or planning a family or like whatever. I just thought, no, I don't need to think about those things. I have to have like a very singular focus right now. But yeah, I don't know what to take from that, because you couldn't have convinced me back then to think about the things I'm thinking about now. But no, I don't know. Yeah. So it's not really a weed update. It's about a bunch of other shit. Just been ages since I've done a video, so I just felt like chatting about whatever. I'll do an update soon when I try 2CB and those mushroom truffles as well. I want to try those actually. I've sort of forgotten about them. Just trying to do creative work on the weekends, and so I just sometimes doing even milder drugs. It feels like a bit like, oh, going to take like 8 hours out of my day to do mushrooms. Bit, I don't know, whatever. But it's a good thing to do. So going to try and do that soon. I'm fucking exhausted. Cool. All right. Laters, guys.